Hello everyone and welcome once again to MJ's Maths and Stats. That's MJ Magic Studio to you, and I am your host, Dost, and still today in the ghost mode, Mohit Jain. Today with Accenture Actual Question Asked Part 2, I would be discussing 36 odd questions from Analytical Reasoning and Numerical Ability section. As we know about the Accenture is recruiting for two packages through its zonal recruitment process. These are the two packages of 4.5 lakhs and 6.5 lakhs. The hiring process is common, and here is the Accenture test pattern. And stage 1 would be the cognitive and technical assessment, where in cognitive English ability, that is verbal ability, analytical reasoning, and numerical ability question would be asked. In technical, pseudocoding, common application, MS Office, fundamental of networking, security, and cloud computing. All these question, MCQ question, 90 MCQ question, which we need to do it in 90 minutes. Once you have cleared stage 1, you would be prompted to go to stage 2, where you would be asked to code in two questions, and for which 45 minutes would be given to you. Once you have cleared the stage 2, stage 3 would be your communication test, and stage 4 would be your interview from them, and the timing depends upon candidate to candidate. Stage 1 in the Accenture test pattern is an elimination round. If you are not clearing stage 1, that is 90 question in 90 minutes. If you are not passing that, at least 70% to 80% clearance is there. That means that if you are marking at least 70 question or 60 to 65 question correctly, there are chances that you would be like moving up to stage 2. Stage 2 and 3 are mandatory but not elimination round, as in the Accenture test pattern. Those who clear stage 1 and attempt stage 2 will be invited for stage 3, and then based on the performance in stage 3, stage 4 interview would be there, and based on your interview performance, the package would be decided. Talking in detail about the stage 1, that is cognitive and technical assessment, 90 question, 90 minutes. As said, it is an elimination round. We need to clear it up. Would be 6 sections. Sometimes section wise questions are there, and sometimes all the 90 questions are featured in one go. You can go through any question at any point of time. You can come back and rechange your answer also. So don't worry about that, but in 90 minutes you need to answer these 90 questions. These three first section are basically from aptitude. First 17 question number 1 to 17 would be from verbal ability, that comprises of English. Then question number 18 to question number 50, that is 33 questions would be from analytical reasoning, 17 question, and 16 question from numerical ability. Numerical ability, majority of the questions are from arithmetic and different topics related to arithmetic, percentage, profit and loss, then averages, mixtures, interest, time and work, time, speed, distance. Fine. And the next 3 section would be from your technical assessment side, common application and MS Office 12 questions, pseudocoding 18 question, and networking, security, and cloud computing 10 question. All would be in MCQ format. If work done by x minus 1 men in x plus 1 days to the work done by x plus 2 men in x minus 1 days are in the ratio of 9:10. Now, work done is equals to m into d. That means x minus 1 into x plus 1 divided by x plus 2 into x minus 1 is equals to 9/10. If I solve this, I'll get 10x plus 10 equals 9x plus 18, or 10x minus 9x is x, and 18 minus 10 is 8. So the value of x is 8. Find the value of x. Value of x is 8. That is in option A. Now, from where this particular information comes into place, the information is simply what we call MDH masala formula. Using that, the relationship between the variable men, time, and work is given by M1 D1 by W1 equals M2 D2 by W2. Or we can also say M1 D1 by M2 D2 is equals to W1 by W2, and the same essence is used in solving this question. On buying an article for rupees 300 and then selling it, a shopkeeper incurs a loss of 11%. So the selling price would be cost price into recovery rate. If loss is of 11%, recovery is 100 minus 11, that is 89%. So selling price would be 89 by 100. That would be 89 into 3. If the customer sold the same article to his friend for a profit of 10%, profit of 10% means recovery would be 100 plus 10, that is 110%. So the new SP would be 89 into 3 into 110 by 100. What was the price at which the customer sold the article to his friend? We are looking out for SP2. So that would be 89 into 33. 89 into 33, 397 should come in at the end, and yes, only in option D we have 7 at the end. Actually 89 into 33 is 2923 divided by 10, it would be 293.7, that is in option D. If we increase the edge of a cube by 10%, suppose we are increasing by x%, by what percent the volume of the cube will increase? For that, in these type of question, we can use our net change rule number 3 formula from my rule book. If edge of a cube is increasing by x%, then total surface area would increase by x plus x plus x square by 100%. This is for total surface area. And if volume increases by 3x plus 3x square by 100 plus x cube by 100 square percentage. This is very simple formula. It comes from x plus x plus x plus x square plus x into x square plus x into x square by 100 plus x cube x into x by 100 square. So you may remember this as a formula. For total surface area, this formula is applicable, 2x plus x square by 100. For volume increase, we can use this formula. Now here x is 10%. So by what percentage the volume of the cube will increase? Volume of the cube will increase by 3x, 3 into 10 is 30, plus 3x square, 3 into 100 by 100, plus x cube is 1000 divided by 100 into 100. So that will give 1 by 10, that is 0.1. 30 plus 3, that is 33 plus 0.1. 33.1% increase would be registered in the volume of the cube if all edges of the cube are increased by 10%, that is in option B. If tap is coded as 3, pin as -7, sit -10, bat -19, what would be the code for JIP? Many a times we have seen that in these kind of reasoning based question, it would be easy enough if we start allocating the numerical position of these alphabets, and for that E, J, O, T, Y is always helpful. This is the 5th alphabet, this is the 10th, this is the 15th, T is 20th and Y is 25th alphabet in the English language. So TAP, T is 20, A is 1 and P is OP, that is 16. Now how we can get 3 from 21 and 16? If I do some arithmetic here, 20 minus 1 plus 16, that is 17, will give me 3. Let me check it with the pin, and if it fits, we can find the code for JIP. P is 16, I is 9, and N is 14. So if we use the same process, 14 plus 9 is 23, 16 minus 23 is minus 7. Bingo, it fits in. This is how it works. Alphabet of first one minus the sum of alphabet of second one and alphabet of third one. So for JIP, it should be Z minus I plus P. Now Z is 26 minus I is 9 and P is 16. 9 plus 16 is 25. So what we'll get? 26 minus 25 is 1. Do we have 1 in the option? Yes. Option B, 1 is the answer. Okay, fill in the series, alphabet series, and we know the drill for this. It's something like we just keep on moving with the alphabet position and try to identify what may fit in. A, B, that means plus nothing. B, then D, that is C, C, D, 0, then C, then it should be D, E, F, G should come, and then G, H, I, J, K fits in. That means G should come here as the first alphabet, and if we look at the option, only one of the option is there which starts with G. Let's check it for the other alphabets also. K, L, M, and then N should come, M, N, O. That means it should be G something N, and yes, that has been fitting in option B itself. That means G, Q, N, that is option B, fits in here. G, Q, N is the answer. Now in this question, complete the series, but numbers are there, and very often we have seen that in number series type questions, try to identify the gap pattern, and those are always helpful in finding out the answer. Your gap is 1, 5 minus 4 is 1, 9 minus 5 is 4, 18 minus 9 is 9, 34 minus 18 is 16. Now we can see that these gaps are squares of natural number. 1 is square, then 4 is 2 is square, 9 is 3 is square, 16 is 4 is square. Then very much chances are that the next gap will be of 5 is square. So 5 square is 25. So the number which should occur at this question mark sign is 34 plus 25, that is 59, and let us see that whether 59 is there in the option. Yes, it is in option D, so 59 fits in. The average weight of a class of 30 student is 40. That means the total weight of these 30 students is 30 into 40, that is 1200 kgs. However, if the weight of the teacher is included, that means now the number of people become 31, the average becomes 41. So the total weight of all the students plus teachers is equals to 31 into 41, that is 1271 kgs. So this is total weight of all the student, this is total weight of student and teacher. Then what is the weight of the teacher? Weight of the teacher is 1271 minus 1200, that is 71 kgs. Do we have this in option? Yes, option C fits in. A salesman earns a commission of 3% on the value of sales that he made, not on the marked price, but on the selling price. He will get commission on selling price. If by selling a radio at 60% of the marked price, he earns a commission of rupees 12, what is the marked price of the radio? Let the marked price of the radio is X. Then his selling price is 60% of the marked price. So this is the selling price, 60% of the market price. Now on this selling price, he's getting 3% commission. So 3% of the selling price is this into 3%. Now this should be equals to rupees 12, that is his actual commission earned. If we solve this, we can find the value of x. 3, 4, 4 times 15, 5, 3, 5, 20. So x is 2000 by 3, that is 666.67. Market price of the radio is rupees 666.67, that is in option C. Okay, another one from coding. In a language, Jaipur is written as KBJQVS. Then how would you write Mumbai? Let's see, IJK plus 1, AB plus 1, IJPQUVR. So it's just the next alphabet they are using. MNUVMNBCABIJ. NVNCBJ should be the code for Mumbai. NVNCBJ we have in option A. Arrange the word in order. There are normally 5 words given. We need to arrange them such that we get a story out of it. We have birth. Okay, so it should be the birth. Then is death. There should be something between birth and death. Funeral, after death is your funeral. So this is 1, this is 2, this is 3. Marriage would be between birth and death. 4. Studying, generally after birth we start studying, that would be number 5. Then marriage, then after marriage is death, then is funeral. So it should be 1, 5, 4, 2, 3, which gives a basic logic story. 1, 5, 4, 2, 3 is featuring in option A. Okay, complete the series again. 3, 6, 18, 72 and a question mark. By just looking, we can find that they are increasing in some multiplicative format, isn't it? It's difference is 3, but again difference is 12, then difference is too high. 72 minus 20, 52, 54. And again there is no like system in the difference. But if we can see that 3 into 2 is 6. 6 into 3 is 18. 18 into 4 is 72. So high chances we'll get the next number as 72 into 5. Into 2, into 3, into 4, into 5. 72 into 5 is 360. And yes, we have this 360 in option D. So option D, 360 fits in. A company purchased the product for rupees 20, that is its cost price, and displays the marked price as $20, $30. This is the marked price. Now we know the drill in the profit and loss, isn't it? Selling price is cost price plus profit or loss, negative profit. Marked price minus discounts will give you selling price. So we have marked price, we have cost price. And then they gave 2 successive discounts of 10%. Discounts of 10% is offered on marked price as given here. So let us first find the selling price. We start with marked price. Marked price is 30. Give 10% discount. 10% of 30 is 3. That means 27. Again, it is 2 successive discount. That means again a 10% discount would be given. 2.70. That would be 24.30. So selling price is 24.30. What is the question? What is their profit? So profit is selling price minus cost price. Selling price is 24.30 minus cost price is 20. That is $4.30, and that features in option C. If 4 children or 2 women, 4 children or 2 women can work equally as one man. That means 4C is equals to 2W is equals to M. That means work done by one man in the given time is same as work done by two women in the same time is same as work done by four children in the same time. That means efficiency of men is greater than women and efficiency of women is greater than children. And 10 children, 8 women and 8 men means if these three are working together can reap 14 fields. 14 fields, fields means work done, in 7 days. Now this group can do this piece of work in 7 days. So how many children are needed to reap the 7 fields in the same time? Now the question is how many children are needed to reap 7 fields in 7 days? This is the question. And we know the drill for this, isn't it? We have discussed this earlier also. M1 D1 by W1 is equals to M2 D2 by W2. Let us convert this group in children. Let's convert this in children. 10 children means 10 children. Now, what do we mean by 8 women efficiency? 2 women is 4 children. That means 1 woman is equals to efficiency of 2 children. 8 women means 8 into 2, 16 children. The work done by 8 women would be same as work done by 16 children. Now let's move off to men. 1 man is equals to work done by 4 children. Then 8 men work is 4 into 8, that is 32 children. 32 plus 16 plus 10 is 58 children. That means 58 children can complete 14 fields in 7 days. Then how many children can complete 7 fields in 7 days? I'm using the masala formula, and with this we can easily find the value of C. 7 7 gone, 7 14 is 2, 258 is 29. So 29 children are required to reap 7 fields in the same time. 29, that is in option D. A spare parts seller increases the price of an article by 20% on its cost price. So if cost price is C, now the new price is, since it is increased by 20%, the effect would be 120 by 100. And then offers a discount of 15%. That means what? His recovery is only 85% into 85 by 100. Now this is the selling price. By doing this, if he obtains a profit of rupees 50, that means selling price is cost price plus 50. Then what will be the cost price of the article? We can solve this equation and find the value of C very easily. 5 is 17, 5 is 20, 4, 3, 4, 5, 17 into 3 is 51, 51 C by 50 minus C equals to 50. So that will give C by 50 equals 50, or C equals 50 into 50, that is 2500. 2500, that is in option D. If somehow you are not interested in doing this question with this equation method, we can use rule 3, net change. Actual profit is given by M minus D minus MD by 100, marked up by 20, discount of 15, minus 20 into 15 by 100, that is 3, so that would be 2%. So actual profit is 2% of CP. So if 2% of CP is 50, then CP is 50 into 100 by 2, that is 2500. We can also use rule 3 net change rule from our rule book to find this answer in no time. Four boys or three men complete a work in 10 days. Four boys also complete work in 10 days. That means one boy will complete work in 10 into 4, 40 days. Three men completes the work in 10 days. That means one man will complete the work in 10 into 3, that is 30 days. How many days will it take for four men? We have four men and three boys. So 3 boys would be able to complete the work in 40 by 3 days. And 4 men would be able to complete the work in 30 by 4 days. Now these two group are working together. Let it is group A and this is group B. And we know the formula that if group A and group B are working together, they would take A into B by A plus B days to complete the work. So it would be 40 by 3 into 30 by 4 upon 40 by 3 plus 30 by 4. So this will give us 100, and if I multiply this by 12, 12, 3, 12, 4, 160 and 390, 160 plus 90 is 250. 5255, 24 by 5 days. The group A and B, that is A means 3 boys and B means 4 men, 3 boys and 4 men would be able to complete the work working together in 24 by 5 days, that is in option C. There are 6 houses in a colony such that 3 houses are in one row and the other 3 houses are in the opposite row. The 3 houses in a row are equidistant from each other. Each house is exactly opposite the house in the other row. Fine. Each house is painted with different color: red, blue, green, yellow, pink and orange. House at the corners are not painted with blue and red. These are not blue or red. That means this should be blue or red, or this would be red and this would be blue. House painted with orange color is not opposite the house painted with green color. So if I say this is orange, then this cannot be green. This can be green or this can be green. Yellow and pink color houses are not in the same row. That means if this is green, then pink and yellow color houses would be in the same row. That means this house cannot be green. This is green house, and in this way this would be pink or yellow diagonally opposite to each other. Blue and red would be opposite to each other, and here we will have orange and green diagonally opposite to each other. Which house is diagonally opposite orange colored house? Green color house is diagonally opposite orange colored house. That will be in option A. A small caselet is given, and these kind of caselet I go directly to the question. Which student is from Bhopal? I need the student name and the city. Okay, Peter, Queen, Remo, Stuart, Twinkle and Yuko. We have got 6 of them. Are from different branches in engineering: IT, ME, CME, ECCS, but not necessarily in the same order. Each of them is a resident of different city. I need the city names. Goa, Madurai, Bhopal, Delhi, Ahmedabad and Bangalore. So let's see that if we can work it out with this only. Remo is resident of Delhi. Remo is resident of Delhi. That means we can do tick and cross like this, isn't it? But he is not in CM or E. Twinkle, who is in ME, is not the resident of Goa or Ahmedabad. Twinkle is not Goa. Twinkle is not Ahmedabad. Queen is from Madurai. Queen is from Madurai. That means all other people are not from Madurai. Okay. And she is in E. The student from Bhopal is in CS. Stuart is from Goa. Stuart is from Goa. Okay. Peter is in EC. Which student is from Bhopal? Bhopal is either Peter, Twinkle, or Yuko. But Peter is in EC. Bhopal is CS. Peter is in EC. That means Peter is not from Bhopal. Again we have Twinkle. What is Twinkle? Who is in ME, but person from Bhopal is in CS. Twinkle is from ME. Twinkle is not from Bhopal. Yuko is from Bhopal. This is clear. Who is from Bhopal? Yuko is from Bhopal. That is in option A. The distance between S and R is 13 meter. SR. And the distance between S and Q is 20 meter. Now where is Q? P lies between S and R. The distance between P and T is 25. T is placed immediate after Q. The distance between PR is 9. What is the distance between P and Q if all of them lie in the same line? Okay, we need this. Again, the distance between S and R is 13. Distance between S and Q is 20. Let me take S here and then Q here. Then S and Q is 20, then this should be 7. Or if S and R is 13, Q can be on this side also, and this would be 20. We can have two options. P lies between S and R. The distance between P and T, P lies between S and R somewhere, and distance between P and T is 25 meter. So T can be like anywhere here. Distance between this P and T is 25. It should be somewhere here. T is placed immediately after Q. Okay, T is placed immediately after Q. Here will be our T immediately after Q. Distance between P and T is 25. P and T is 25. So this is something, this is 7 and this is 20. This whole length is 25. P and T is 25. This is 13. This is 25. Distance between PR is 9. PR is 9. Then 9 plus 7 is 16. P distance between P and Q would be 16. What is the distance between P and Q? This is 16 in this case. And PR is 9. PR, if this is 9, then 13 minus 9 is 4. Then 20 and 4. This is 20 and this is 4 is 24. In this case, the distance between P and Q is 24. So it can be 16 or it can be 24. 24 meter or 16 meter. Option C fits in. In a row of friends, Tia, occupied 15th place from the right end. Right end 15th place is Tia. And Tina occupies 12th place from the left. From the left, 12th place is Tina. Tristan is 9th on the left of Tia. 9th, 15 plus 9 would be 24. So this would be 24th from the right, Tristan. If Tristan and Tia, so it is 24th, Tia is 12th. Now if Tristan and Tia interchange their places, then Tristan occupies 20th place from the left end. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. What's wrong in making the 20 positions? 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. 20 will be then Tristan. That means Tia was at 20th position initially. 9 position left was Tristan. Means 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. At 11th position initially was Tristan. And Tina was at the 12th position from the left. 12th position was Tina. So this was the initial positioning of Tristan, Tina and Tia. How many friends were there between Tristan and Tina? Tristan and Tina originally. Tristan and Tina were sitting close to each other. There were no one between Tristan and Tina. 0 friends were there between Tristan and Tina originally. $500 is divided among A, B, C, D so that A and B together gets thrice as much as C and D together. Thrice as much as C and D together. B gets 4 times of what C get. B equals to 4C. So I can write A plus 4C equals 3C plus 3D. And C gets 1.5 times of what D gets. C equals to 1.5D. That means 2C equals to 3D. In place of 3D, I can write 2C. 5C. Then A is equals to C. A is equals to C, B equals to 4C, and D equals to 2 by 3C. Everything converted with respect to C. What is the amount that C get? So A plus B plus C plus D is 500. A is equals to C. B is equals to 4C. C is equals to C. D is equals to 2 by 3C. Yes. So D is 2 by 3C, that is equals to 500. 4, 5, 6, 18 and 20. 20C by 3 is 500. Therefore C equals 25 into 3, that is $75. How much should C get? C would get $75. That is in option B. $116 is divided among 150 children such that each girl and each boy gets 50 cents and $1 respectively. The girl get 50 cents. That means total dollar value with girl is G by 2. Plus boy get $1. Total dollar value with boy is B. This should be equals to 116, and we know G plus B is equals to 150. G plus B is 150. We solve this, we can get the value of BG both. If I subtract G minus G by 2 is G by 2 equals 150 minus 116 is 34. So number of girls equals 34 into 2, that is 68. Number of boys equals 150 minus 68, that is 82. So how many boys are there? There are 82 boys. We can frame equations and we can solve this. Or we can use our rule 6 butterfly diagram and we can find this in no time. 150 students are there. Boys, girls. Boy is getting $1. So how many dollar would be given to 150 boys? If all are boys, $150 would be given to them. If all 150 are girls and they are getting 50 cents, which is half a dollar, then how much money would be distributed for 150 girls? That is 75. If all are boys, $150 is required. If all are girls, $75 is required, but $116 is distributed. 150 minus 116 is 34 and 116 minus 75 is 41. Divide 150 in the ratio 81 and 34. How many boys are there? 41 by 75 into 150. That will give us 82 boys, and into 2 again 68 girls. So either you can use butterfly diagram or cross diagram. A simple equation method will also help you out in finding the answer. How many boys are there? 82 boys are there. The ratio of two numbers is 4:7. That means the numbers are 4x and 7x. And the product is 1008. Product means 4 into 7, 28 x square is 1008. So x square is 1008 by 4 into 7. That means if I divide this by 4, it would be 252. By 7, it would be 36. So x is equals to 6. Numbers are 4 into 6, 24, and 7 into 6, 42. Find the greatest number. Greatest number is 42. That is in option B. A person sets out to cross a forest. On the first day, he completes 1/10 of the total distance. On the second day, he covers 2/3 of the distance already travelled on the first day. He continues in this manner, alternating the days in which he travels 1/10 of the distance still to be covered on one day, with days on which he travels 2/3 of the total distance already covered on the next day. So first 2/3 and then 1/10. 1/10 and 2/3, 1/10 and 2/3. At the end of 7th day, he finds 45 by 2 kilometer more will see the end of his journey. What is the total distance that he has to cover? So to solve this, what I have done, I pick up any one as an option. I've taken 150, suppose. What is happening on day 1? Day 1, he is covering 1/10 of the total distance, that is 15. So total distance covered is 15 and remaining is 150 minus 15, that is 135. On day 2, he is covering 2/3 of what he have covered till day 1. 2/3 of 15 is 10. So total distance covered is now 25 and remaining is 125. On day 3, he will cover 1/10 of the total distance covered. 25. 1/10 of the distance still to be covered. Still to be covered is 125. He will cover 12.5. So total distance covered till here is 37.5. Then on the 4th day, whatever is remaining, he will cover 2/3 of that. That would be 25. Total 62.5. Then 1/10 of the remaining 87.5 on the 5th day, 8.75. Total covered 17.25. Then on the 6th day, 2/3 of the remaining, that would be 47.5, total covered 118.75, remaining 31.25. Then covered on the 7th day 3.125, total distance covered 121.875, and remaining is 28.125. You may use a calculator to find all these values. So if I have started with 150 kilometers, at the end of the 7th day, total distance left to be covered is 28.125. So 28.125 is left if 150 is the total length of the journey. But in the question it is given that 45 by 2, that is 22.5 is left. So what would be the length of the journey? X equals 150 into 22.5 divided by 28.125. That will give us 120. What is the total distance that he has to cover? Is 120 kilometers. That is in option C. You may be lucky if you start with 120. If you start with 120, make a frame of 7 days, you will end with 45 by 2. The price of mobile increases by 16.66%. Whenever we have percentage like this, it is always advisable to convert them into fractions. 16.67% means 1 by 6. The price of mobile increases by 1/6 in the first year. Let it was X, now it increases by 1/6 over the basic price, then decreases by 37.5%. 37.5% means 3 by 8. That means now the effective become 1 minus 3 by 8, at it got decreased in the second year, and then increases by 57.14%. 57.14% is 4 by 7. 1 plus 4 by 7. If we are comfortable with converting fractions into percentage, here percentages into fraction, in no time we would be able to get the answer. In the third year, if after 3 years mobile price is this is equals to 165000, then what was the basic price of the mobile? That means we need to find the value of x. X into 7 by 6 into this is 5 by 8 into 11 by 7 equals 165000. So 7 gone. 5 would be 33000. 11 it would be 3000. So x is 4 into 8 48 into 3000 120 144,000. Basic price of the mobile was 1,44,000 144,000. That features in option A. Okay, study the table carefully. A table is given, different hotel projects are there, number of rooms in those hotels, cost in thousands of dollars, years of completion. Assume that the cost of project is incurred in the year of completion and interest is charged at the rate of 10% per annum. Which of the following had the least cost per room? Let's calculate this quickly. Supremo Heights, total cost is 300,000 divided by Supremo Heights 450 is there. So it would be 1 lakh by 15, 666.67 per room. Royal Mansion 250,000 divided by 400, 625. Then Majestic Holidays would be 225,000 by 350, that would be 642.85. And Winston Mansion is 200,000 by 300, that would come to 666.67. So now the question is least cost per room. Least cost out of these four is 625. That is for Royal Mansion. Okay, again the same table is there. What is the cost incurred in thousands of dollars for project completed in 2015? What all are the projects completed in 2015? We have two projects completed in 2015 with 200 and 120 thousands of dollars. That is 320 thousands of dollars. The cost for Winston Mansion and Mediton Garden. 320, that is in option B. Okay, again the same data. What is the average cost for all the projects combined together? So we need to just add up 5, 5, 0, 1, 3, 8, 15 and 2, 17, 1, 3, 6, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 1270 is the cost for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it should be 1270 by 6, that is 211.67. 211.67 is in option D. The graph shows the ratio of expenditure to revenue for the three company. These are giving you the ratio of E by R. Expenditure to revenue. If the revenue of X was 10 in 2012, in 2012 X is this blue line. This is 1.1. So E by R was 1.1 and revenue was X was 10. Revenue is 10, that means expenses were 11. Revenue were 10 in 2012. And it increases by 2m every year. Revenue increases by 2m every year. That means it become 12 in 2013. Revenue become 14 in 2014. And revenue becomes 16 in 2015. What was the percent increase in expenditure of X from 2012 to 2015? Now E by R was how much in 2015? In 2015, blue line is here, that is 1.4. That means expenditure was 1.4 into 16. 1.4 into 16 is 22.4. So expenditure increases from 11 to 22.4. Change in expenditure is 22.4 minus 11, that is 11.4. That means increase in expenditure is 11.4 divided by 11 into 100. More than 100%, more than 100%, near to 103.6%. Option C fits in. Okay, the same set of information. Graph is of expenditure by revenue. Tax of 10% has to be paid on the revenue by each company. How many instances are there for any company to have made profits in any year? Profits equals to revenue after tax minus expenditure. We need to understand when we will have profits. Number one, profits only when expenditure by revenue is less than 1. Expenditure should be less than revenue, then only a company may earn profit. So we are looking out for only those instances where the dots are below 1. 1 dot, 2 dot, 3 dot, below 1, below 1, below 1. These are the instances. For instance number 1, this is 0.8. E by R is 0.8. So if I take revenue as 10, then expenditure is 8. But if revenue is 10, tax is 10%. That means after tax revenue is 9. Expenditure is 8. So we are earning profits. Yes, you have profits. Now 0.6, revenue is 9. E by R is 6. You have profits. 0.7, revenue is 9, expenditure is 7, you have profits. 0.9, revenue is 9, expenditure is 9, you have no profits. Again for 0.9 you have no profits. Again for 0.9 you have no profits. So for the 3 instances you can see, for different companies you will have profits. How many instances are there for any company to have made profits in that year? 1, 2, 3. 3 instances. Option B is the answer. Again the same set of information of expenses by revenue. If the ratio of expenditure of X and Y in 2012 was 2.5, X and Y was 2.5 expenses. So if Y was 1, X was 2.5. In 2012, X and Y we are dealing with blue line and red line. Blue and here is red. And revenue of X and Y increases by 10% and 20% each year respectively. What was the ratio of revenue of X and Y in 2015? So if I take expenses of Y as 1 and ratio was 2.5, expenses of X as 2.5, revenue of X and Y increases by 10% and 20% every year. Y ratio is 1. So in 2012, E by R is 1. That means expenditure and revenue are same. And we need the ratio of revenues. So Y in 2012, if it was 10 expenses, so revenue was also 10, and it is increasing by 20%. So in 2015, 1 year, 2 year, 3 year, revenue of Y would be 10 into 1.2 to the power 3. I need revenue of X. Now X is 1.1 and expenditure of X is 25. If I've taken 10 here, so 25 divided by 1.1 is the revenue of X in 2012. 25 by 1.1 would be 22.73, and it is increasing by 10%. So revenue of X in year 2015 would be 22.73 into 1.1 to the power 3. We can use calculator here, and we can see 22.73 into 1.1 whole cube is 1.331 is 30.25, and 1.2 whole cube is 1.738, so it would be 17.28. 30.25 divided by 17.28 shall give 1.75. So the ratio of revenue of X and Y in 2015 is 1.75 roughly. That is in option C. Okay, again the same graph of expenditure by revenue. For how many years did company Y is red line, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, these points. This is 1.2, 1, 1, 0.9, this point is 1.3, and this is 1.4. For how many years did company Y make higher profits than company X? Company X, where is company X? Company X is blue line. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. To make higher profits, the red dot should be below the blue dot. Red dot is below the blue dot. Red dot is below the blue dot. Red dot is below the blue dot. But we don't know the actual amount. These all will give us only what? The ratios. These all are ratios. But what about the actual amount? Because the question asked is, for how many years company Y make higher profits than company X? We don't have the amount. It cannot be determined. The graph shows the number of cars sold from a showroom in a particular month. We have different types of cars, and these are the number of cars. Red one is number of cars sold, and the blue bar is price per car in thousands of dollars. This is price per car, the blue bar, and the red bar shows the number of cars sold. Approximately what percent of the cars sold have a price greater than the mean revenue generated per car? So we need to find the entire data. For Merck, how many cars are sold? 20 cars. Average price per car is 35 or 35,000. Then the total collection would be 35 into 20, that is 700. For Escort, 12 cars, average price 25, total collection 300. For Audi, total cars sold are 5, per car price 42, 210. For Rolls, 25 cars, average price 20, collection 500. For Lambo, number of cars 8, price 24, collection 192. For number of cars 12, average price 32, collection 384. For Jag again, market and check, 16 cars sold, average price 35 above 36, 16 into 36 is 576. And for Rover, average cars sold are 9 with the price of 40 and 360. We need to find the total of this collection. 700, 300, 210, 500, 192, 384, 576 and 360 is 3222. And number of cars sold total are 32, 37 plus 25, 8, 12, 16, 9 is 107. Now the question. Mean revenue generated per car. Mean revenue generated per car is 3222 by 107. That is 30.11. Then how many percentage of cars sold have a price greater than the mean revenue? How many of these have price greater than 30.11? M have got price greater than 30.11. Then A greater than 30.11. F greater and J greater, R greater. So how many cars do we have right now? 20 plus 5, 25, and 12 is 37. 37 and 25 is 16 plus 9 is 25. 62. So how much is 62 by 107 as percentage? That would be nearly 58%. So 58% of the car have a price greater than the mean revenue generated per car. That is in option C. 58%. Again the same graph. Among the car Escort, Lambo, Fur and Jag, which has the highest contribution towards revenue? Escort, as we have calculated earlier in the previous questions, 12 into 25, that is 300. Lambo is 8 into 24, 192. Fur is 12 cars sold at 32 is 384. And Jag, we have 16 cars at 36, that is 576, which have the highest contribution. Jag is the answer. What was the average revenue generated per car that we have calculated in the two questions above? Total revenue was 3222. Number of cars were 107. So average revenue was $30.11 thousand. That is in option A. The graph shows number of books sold by different students. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 students are there. Total number of books sold by S, U and W. S is 6. U is 15, straight away given. And W is 16. So 10, 20, 26, 31, 37. Total number of books sold by S, U, W is 37. That is in option D. Okay, we have the same graph again. Find the difference between the number of books sold by Q and W. Q have sold 14 and W have sold 16. So difference is 16 minus 14, that is 2. That is in option B. Thank you everyone for participating. This was Mohit Jain signing off from MJ's Maths and Stats. That's MJ Magic Studio to you on this hope that these questions would be of some help to you. Stay connected with us. Thank you again for participating and stay safe. Stay at home, stay safe and be strong, India. We all together would be able to fight and come out of this situation. On this note and hope that I'll see you again, I'm signing off. Thank you everyone.